Hey guys, Ramblin Bob here again. Okay, so I got a message from a scriber, and they had mentioned about this new power station I have not heard of yet, and if I would be willing to take a look and, kind of give my opinion of what I think as far as what it all comes with and what it has. And I was like, yeah, duh. I love this stuff, guys. So I look at all these power stations, and I literally... the wallet is running dry, but I'll tell you what, I'm looking and learning so much every day at all these different power stations. There are way more power stations out there than I thought were even possible. So I thought maybe there was like 5 or 10 companies. There's like a ton of companies, and people keep sending me these new, like this one is called the BLACKVIEW OSCAL PowerMax 3600. It's a home and backup power. I never even heard of it or the company. Now this is on an Indiegogo, and this is going to be what we call a first look. We don't actually have the product. We look at what the specs are online, just to kind of give a first view of kind of what we think about it, and see if it's worth the money. I don't know exactly what it cost. I think on Indiegogos, I've never done an Indiegogo or a backing thing, I think you're called, but I always look at, like, I think Blue Eddy started out this way with like an Indiegogo or something like that, to where and look where they are today. Like, holy cow. Okay, so let's jump right into it, guys. This is the BLACKVIEW OSCAL PowerMax 3600. Never heard of this one. It's the world's first rugged power station. Okay, so that means you can whoop it. So let's see, the guy's dragging it through the sand here. Guys, if you take it through a sand, it would be much better if it had bigger tires. That's the first thing. And I'm just giving my honest opinion, guys. Like I said, I don't have this. I'm not going to order this. You know what? Maybe, I don't know, maybe. I don't have to learn about it first. Okay, so let's look through the pictures. That's a video. I don't want to watch someone else's video. That's a video. So obviously this is like the working man's power station here. Right off the bat, guys, with the wheels and the handle, it looks exactly like a copy of the ACOUCOU or ACOUCOU P5000. That's exactly what comes to mind when I see this power station as far as the casing. It looks just like that one, but looks can be deceiving. Let's see what's inside that matters. Okay, so this guy's running in a lawnmower out there, so obviously it's got a pretty good inverter. I think it doesn't even say. We have to wait to get to the specs. So to run something like that, it's got to be at least 3, 4, 5,000 watts. Let's see, charging a scooter. There's another thing. Oh, look at the stack, guys. This guy has a stack of them. Jeez Louise. I didn't even know that you could run electric scooters. I've never. Here's another thing that I'm looking at in the future. This is a never-ending subject, guys. This solar power is getting unbelievably cool. I'd like to get one of these fridges. That's cool looking. Yeah, this box it looks exactly to me like the ACOUCOU P5000. Let's see. Yeah, so this seems to be like the working man's power station, I guess you could call it. All right, let's see what else they have here. It says the project team has not yet produced a working demo for their concept. Okay, so guys, this is 100% theory. It's not an actual product yet. And being that the team has not yet produced a working demo for their concept, that's very hard to sell, guys. So this is basically concept, and then they go to prototype, which is where they test it and make sure that it's not going to burn down your house or something crazy. And then they go into mass production, and then finally step 4, they go into shipping, where you can actually buy them mainstream. Their ability to successfully produce a prototype may be affected by product development or financial challenges. Okay, so that's what Indiegogo is, guys. Is basically, it's almost like a fundraiser for ideas. So like if I had an idea to start a business, and I'd jump up and say, hey guys, I'm going to make this widget, right? They call them widgets. I'm going to make this widget, and it's going to cost me like $10, and then you guys get first dibs at like $2 if you guys help me basically finance building it. And here's all the specs, and this is what you're promised. I don't know if there's 100% guarantee on stuff like this, because I think anybody can pretty much start a campaign. So like I said, I'm just going to look at this as just an average guy, kind of looking at some stuff. Looks like $1,800 here, and then just give my honest opinion of what I think here. So here's where they're at right here as far as the modular design idea. They did it in December 21. The prototype testing, it says 3 of 22. Trial and production test is 7 of 22. Mass production and final test says it's done. Indiegogo campaign launch. So according to this, that's all been done. But according to, where did I see that now, guys? I got a little. Oh, here. So I got a little confused with this one, guys. This one says it's on concept, and maybe they're just trying to explain it. But according to this one, they're all the way up to the Indiegogo and launch campaign, which means they actually have a working one. So this is kind of confusing, guys. That's why I don't do a whole lot of Indiegogo. Some of them are very confusing. But nevertheless, I'll take a look at the product because I love power stations, guys. I'm so hooked on these. I feel like a kid in a candy store every time I find a new one. Holy cow. Okay, unexpected power outage at home, soaring energy prices in energy market. California, guys, I feel sorry for you. Easy to, in New York, oh my gosh. Easy to install home power grid. Here's a funny thing about New York, guys. So they're having an electricity power crunch all the time. And if you look at Times Square, oh my gosh, you want to talk about millions and millions of kilowatt hours. Holy cow, guys. Turn off the lights, you won't have an electricity crunch. But it is beautiful, so I can't hate on that. Okay, easy to install to your home power system, so you can install it to like probably a transfer switch, so you can actually use that at home. I don't know if ACOUCOU has that. Everything about this reminds me of the P5000 so far. Unlimited power supply, charge anywhere, anytime. Environmentally friendly and sustainable lifestyle. That's the goal, guys. Try to get off the grid. Cozier outdoor living until Uncle Sam charges us for solar power. I could see that coming. Smoother outdoor tasks. That's probably a lot of power to do. I don't even know what amount. I'm gonna guess it's 1,500 to 3,000 probably watts to run a lawnmower. They're probably all different, but I've never had. Actually, no, I take that back. I did have one electric lawnmower that I bought, and I got rid of it because the battery did not last for maybe half of the yard. We did like the front yard, and then we couldn't do the backyard because the battery died. But that was back in the 20 volt days, guys. Now these lawnmowers are 40 to 60 volts, and they're eating up a lot more power, guys. That's a lot bigger power. And then the batteries are getting huge too. They get like 4 amp hours and 10 amp hour batteries at 60 volts. That's a big battery. I think I saw, if I remember, an 80 volt lawnmower. That's a big one. Greater personal safety for outdoors. So basically medical equipment, things like that. Here's the order guidelines here. Now it says expand from 3.6 kilowatt hours to 57.6 kilowatt hour capacity. Wow, that took my breath away. If this thing can be expanded, I assume that they're going to have like the EcoFlow and the Gold Zero and the Pecron and the Blue Eddy with the expandable batteries to this thing. The 1800 now I think is just for the main system. Holy God, that would take a ton. Guys, I got to get my calculator. Hold on, I'm getting excited here. I got to get my calculator. Let me put this bad boy over here. Okay, now what did it say? It said something like 57,600 watt hours of power. Holy crap, guys, that's a server record too. That is a monster system. And then you divide that by, well, I don't even know. We're gonna have to wait on this because I don't know how big each battery is to actually see if this is 36. See, I don't see any battery packs. It says 36, so let's assume it's 3,600 because it says 3.6 capacity. So let's assume that's 3.6. So let's divide that by 3,600. That means it would need 15 batteries plus this unit. Wow, I can't believe that the resistance would be good enough to where you wouldn't start a fire with all those connections. Holy cow. Maybe this company's got it worked out. I know Blue Eddy has a max of I think it's 6 batteries on their portable ones, which is the AC500. And I know that the AC900 can do a lot more, but that's more of a home grid tie system. But this one seems to be portable / grid tie. So it might be possibly the best of both worlds. But I've never heard of this company yet. But 56, guys, if I had 56 and a half thousand watt hours of power, I think I would be done. I mean, my goal is to 100,000. That would be my ultimate goal in life, I think, as long as power doesn't, we need more power long term. But things are getting more energy efficient. I think 100,000 watts will get us easily through a whole month with no rain, no shine, let it go. you know, but that's, guys, that's a lot of power, 56,000 watt hours. So one of my favorite channels on YouTube is Will Prouse, DIY Will Prouse, a fantastic guy, very knowledgeable, and he has those home server rack systems, and I really wanted them. The reason I didn't get them, guys, is I'm still new in solar, and I'm little nervous about hooking that stuff up because you're building a system now. You're not getting one pre-made, and I like the option of having it pre-made because then you know you didn't make any mistakes. If any mistakes were made, it's made by the company and not you, because you could really get in a lot of bad way or harm's way by installing stuff, reverse polarity, or this cable goes this way and the solar panels back. Just there's so many things, wrong connections. Too weak a wire, too skinny of cable. I mean, there's so many things that could really get you in a lot of problems if you don't, learn about the safety. And when you buy one of these all-in-ones, that's for the engineers to figure out. You do the safety stuff, I'll use the product. But I one of these days, I'm going to bite the bullet and I'm going to watch many Will Prouse's videos, as I did already on the grid tie systems with the server racks, and I think that's my ultimate goal. But I don't know, because these portable ones are getting so big and so awesome now that it's really it's almost equal. I don't want to say equal, but it's getting there. It feels like you could do as much power in this little box as you can to a whole server rack system, and that's like the whole game is changing. Safer, portable. Okay, so here you go. Here are the batteries, guys. Up to 30 days for a whole home power supply. Holy crap, Zilla, guys. I think I would use, I'd probably use about 4,000 watt hours a day on average on my workshop. And this would be about maybe 15-ish, if maybe 16, 17, something like that, 15 to 20. That means 100,000. Yeah, it would give me my 30 days, but guys, this is a monster system. The plugs look European though, so I wonder if this is a European model or they have a English model coming out. Not English, an American model. 5 to 8 second fast switch UPS, guys. That's lightning fast. A lot of Blue Eddy stuff is like 20 milliseconds or less. A lot of other companies are like under that or right close to that 20 second or less, 20 milliseconds or less. So if it can do it in 5 to 8 milliseconds, that's very fast, guys. Built-in TI chip, I don't even know what that means. I have a feeling that that's the central processing unit. It looks like it. Up to 10% faster button response time. Have no clue what that is. I'm just being honest. Lithium iron phosphate cells, guys, I like those. 8-fold safety protection BMS. So here's your battery management system. Guys, I highly recommend you don't buy any power station from anybody that doesn't have lithium iron phosphate batteries, a BMS, the battery management system, and all the bells and whistles for safety. High temp, low temp, all the overcharge temp, undercharge voltage, all that stuff. Because, guys, like I said, a box like this can put out a ton of power, and boy, you could have a problem. Okay, discharge from 20C to 55C. So now this is all in Celsius, and I wonder, I got to do the math here. What the heck is 20C? Hold on, I gotta look it up here. 20C to Fahrenheit is, let's see what it says here, 68. Oh, no, wait, no, I'm sorry, that's supposed to be negative. Okay, I was like, wait, something's wrong with that. There you go. So -4. Okay, so that's standard for lithium iron phosphate. Boy, that threw me off there. Lithium iron phosphate batteries usually is a -4 to, wait a minute. Actually, that's lower because usually it's freezing. Yeah, lithium iron phosphate batteries are usually 32 degrees and higher as far as storage. But maybe, that's discharge. Yeah, see, I'm getting confused here with the Celsius, guys. So a discharge, that would be usability. -4 to, I'm assuming that's 113. So that would be the same as lithium iron phosphate. I don't like the Celsius, guys. I get so confused with that, and the millimeters and centimeters. I'm an inches guy. I'm a foot, a feet guy. I'm a Fahrenheit guy. It's sometimes your brain just gets lost in the conversion, and you got to whip out this calculator or Google and figure out the translation. It looks like it has 4 fans. I like that a lot, guys. A lot of the systems I have only have 2 central fans. This actually looks like 2 inputs and 2 out, or actually this could be 4 outputs, and then back here might be a vent where it kind of comes in the back and then kind of it's sucked out the side, or it's brought in through the bottom and then sucked out through the sides. I don't know. I'm going to assume they come in one way and go out the other way, but like I said, it doesn't really say much, guys. There's not much here. On unit control at a glance. So that means that you have all of your readouts on your screen and on unit control. So obviously it's an on unit menu, I think they mean. Smart app. This is a good thing, guys. I wasn't a fan of apps at first, but I'm slowly kind of warming up to them. I do like the ability to update firmware. I think that's a big thing. You can update the app to have new options because 99% of apps inside it is programs, right? So the usability of, if they make a new feature and you get the new update, you can use that feature just by updating the app, and it doesn't cost you any money. I haven't seen any companies charge updates for apps yet, and I hope to God I don't see that. That would be horrible. Large in any power, yet easy on any move. Okay, so it's obviously, this is probably, I'm going to say 100 to 120 pounds. Hopefully there's the specs on the bottom, guys. It looks exactly like, to me, the Acopower P1000, P5000. If you guys haven't seen that one, let's see, it's the P5000. This literally looks like a copy, but like a more pimped version of it. Let's see if I can go to images here. Let's see here. So now, guys, notice that this looks very, very similar to what we're looking at right here. That one and this one. See, it's very close. It's almost a dead ringer, except this one has a bigger port, and I don't know if that looks like a cigarette lighter. So I don't know if see, I think this is the European model. I don't know if maybe this is just a European thing. It says ships to European Union, United States of America, and Japan. So obviously they have to have U.S. versions of this, because you can't use, or I wouldn't want to use a 220 here, guys, because all the plugs would be weird and different. So yes, I don't know, early bird. See, now this one says USD, so maybe this is the United States version. And notice it's more money here. Yes, the Indie guys, if you know anything about this, please feel free to comment. These Indiegogos are very, very confusing sometimes. I look at the technology. I don't care what they cost. I don't care about all that stuff. I want to see the technology to see what I'm either missing out on or looking forward to, kind of thing. Here's your output: 3,600 watts, 14 versatile outlets, power up to 99% of essential devices. Yeah, see, these are European plugs, they look like. They're definitely not US plugs. But this I like a lot, guys. I'm very, very curious to find out how they were able to get this much voltage and amps through these cords such a long distance without a resistance problem. I'd be really curious as an engineer question. I'm not an engineer, but I feel like I'm training to be one, learning all this stuff. I'd like to know how, because remember, this is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's 57,000. So we have to first figure out how big these batteries are. Let's see here. I like this. This is cool. I think that's a lot of money, but I like that. If it has a hard bottom, I think it's very cool. Otherwise, that's a lot of weight to put in something like that. And if it's aluminum, if this is not heavy duty, guys, these are going to be heavy as a dog. I can promise you that. Main system is probably 100. Is that a battery? Okay, so here's the battery, guys. So you have a 3600. So I'm going to assume again, because it doesn't say, that it's 3600 watt hours of battery inside there. So remember, you would need 15 of these, guys. So I don't understand how, like, maybe these are the ports for the batteries. That would make sense. And then maybe the ACs are on the side of the unit. But boy, I have lots of questions, guys. I don't feel like I know anything about this system. And it doesn't say here, you know, and you can't click on this. I wish I could highlight it or click it to make it bigger. Maybe these are the expansions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 batteries go here, and then 5 batteries go here. That would be 20 batteries. See, it doesn't seem correct. I don't see ports on the side. There's a little bit of wall here and a little bit of wall here. I don't know what's in here. Yeah, we need more information on this, guys. So I'm just bringing this to your attention. Look at this, guys. This is crazy. Fuel up to 80% in just under an hour. So I'm assuming that they're only referring to the main system. Can you imagine filling 57,000 watt hours in an hour? Yes, please. Here's my credit card. God, that would be awesome. That would be just awesome. You'd have a half a month through a month full of electricity sitting there for an emergency and an hour to charge it. That would be awesome. 24/7 UPS backup. That's awesome. If you don't know, that is a universal power uninterruptible power supply. I make that mistake all the time. I used to think it was a universal power supply. It stands for uninterruptible power supply, which means if you have stuff plugged in and the grid goes out or the cord gets yanked from the wall, it switches over the batteries like that quick. Boom. You know, like that's 1 second, guys. That's literally a second. And that's 5 to 8 milliseconds, just to give you an idea how fast that would be. So that's almost instantaneous. My Bluetti ones and ACOUCOU and Pecrons, I believe. Yes, because the new one has a UPS on it. I think I have about 20 milliseconds or less on those. So this would beat it by almost probably 2/3 if you know it lives up to its potential of what they say. You got a constant temperature cooling system. That's always good, guys, because you know putting out 3,600 watts can put up a lot of heat, especially in a little box like that. On-unit control at a glance. Smart app control with upgraded firmware via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. That's a big thing, guys. Okay, so I was just yelling at Bluetti about that. I want to see the new E1500 LFP that I just bought. I want it to be strictly Bluetooth. Okay, I don't want to use Wi-Fi. I will if I have to, but I want strictly Bluetooth. So I'm hoping that they heed my complaint, if you will, if you want to call it that. I want to see, in all honest, I knew it wasn't 100% Bluetooth when I bought it. I knew you had to use Wi-Fi to hook it up and then go to Bluetooth. It works now with the app updates, but I want to see. Bluetti has it. I love it. You can use it online or offline. You never have to register. You never have to go online. I think that's a huge plus for Bluetti products because some people really dislike using especially apps for their phones. So, and I don't blame them. I'm an old school fella. I don't like apps much. A lot of problems can be, you know, with apps. This needs to be rewritten here, large in any power yet easy on the move. I think it's supposed to say large for any power yet easy enough to move. Low battery warning. So now that's cool. Okay, timely low battery warning, a lifesaver in CPAP usage. So if it actually has an audible, or it looks like it has audible because those are audible sounds. Guys, if this literally has a low voltage, like a warning, like low battery warning system, I think that's fantastic. And with a system like this, that could very safely save someone's life, possibly. I mean, that's a big thing, guys. 62 decibels at 1.5 meter distance. So that is, here's the math again. I hate doing that. 3, 4. I think that's 4.5 to 5 feet away. We're gonna say 5 feet just to ballpark it because I really don't know. I think 1 meter is 3 feet, and then a half is 1.5. So about 4.5 feet, I'm assuming, is 62 decibels. To give you an idea, I have a Honda EU 2000 what is it called? Honda EU 2000 something. I forgot that model number. I love it. I've had it for more than a decade. Awesome system, but it's gasoline, and I really fell in love with the whole solar because it's safer, easier, cheaper. Well, cheaper in a sense because you can get it from the sun, the energy, rather than buying gas. But that runs at about 60 or 65. So I know exactly how loud that would be from a couple feet away, which you'd definitely be able to hear the fans for sure. Let's see, 5 LED modes. So this would be the LED strip. I don't know if this is it on the side here, if it's on, yeah, right here. So it has obviously dim mode, which is low, bright, which is high. A breathing light mode, that's, I don't know why you would need that. I think it's cool, I guess, but I don't need my lights to breathe. But obviously it would go bright, dim, bright, dim. I don't know why it would need that, but it does have it. Flashing mode is obviously on and off, and then you have SOS, which is beep, 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 right? That's the old-fashioned, save our ship. Yeah, here you go. See, Morse code signal light. And, this could really, really help you. Wait, it looks like you can program it. Morse code signal light. Guys, it looks like you don't just do the SOS. It looks like you can literally actually code it so people can actually read a message. That would be huge. I've never seen that before. I think that's a very cool light or idea. You would have to turn it like on an angle or sideways to get the light to go up in the sky, though. So, like if it was me, I think I would have put that light on the top of the unit, or have one on the top and the side. But I guess if I don't know, like. Well, that's hard to say. I would rather have my beacon go upwards for an airplane rather than on the ground, because you can always have your SOS on the ground. And yeah, so well, that's a new technology right there. Morse code, technically legit Morse code for this power station. That's really interesting. The 30% federal tax credit, guys. I don't know anything about this. I guess if you hook it to your grid and you're showing Uncle Sam that you're trying to save the environment there, they give you a tax credit of so many dollars. I have no idea about it. I've never signed up for it. That one we'd have to get information from other people because I've never signed up for it, never did it. True grid independence, indoor or outdoor. Boy, tongue tire. So these are all the uses for it. It looks like, I've seen this one, guys. This power station right here, if this is the same company or a copy of the company. Guys, do you remember that G300 that I did for, what the heck was that company? TIMEUSB. I did a G300 from TIMEUSB. It looks identical to this one right here. And I wonder if this is a clone company that just maybe wants to start, and they came up with ideas here, because this looks identical, and then this one looks like it too. This looks like Bouge-RV, and then this one looks, where's the main one? This one to me looks like that ACOUCOU, guys. I think you would agree it looks the same. So this company is obviously borrowing a lot of ideas and techniques from other companies, which that's really the game, guys. I mean, I've seen these guys copy everything from the buttons to everything down to the feet. Guys, you ever seen ACOUCOU and you look at FF Power and all those other ones? It looks like the exact same system, except I was told by I don't know if it's Hobotech or Jasonoid that there's better internals in the ACOUCOU one, and the off-brand ones have a little bit less quality as far as pieces. I have not opened mine, so I can't confirm or deny that. I don't know. Just going off what I was told. First attempt from rugged phone to rugged power station. Oh, okay, I see. So this is their first power station? Okay, so what are all these guys? OSCAL. Are these just other pictures of other people's power stations here? They're all OSCAL. Maybe that's the name of the company. Yeah, a lot to learn with this one, guys. But I said I would take a look at it, and I'm happy I am, because I would definitely learn something new with every power station that I look at. It feels like I'm going back to the classroom and learning every time that I pop up one of these pages for something I've never heard of. So you have a 0.8 meter vertical drop, so that's about a 2 to 2.5 foot drop. That's actually impressive. So if the casing can take a bump like that, guys, I personally would not drop or bump ever a power station, especially lithium ion, guys. Do not do that. Oh my God, it'll explode. Lithium iron phosphate is much safer, but still, I wouldn't be. Obviously, that's an accident if someone dropped it. But holy crapzilla, I would never want to drop that. Hopefully that happens to nobody ever in the world. Splash proof, that's a big thing, guys. I believe Blue Eddy came out with one that was splash proof. It's IP65. Now there's a huge difference between splash proof and waterproof, guys. That's a huge difference. So don't let any company fool you and tell you it's waterproof, guys. Splash proof, same with panels. That's a big thing with solar panels, guys. IP65, 66, 67, 68 are all completely different levels of watershed to actual waterproofing, like IP68. If just to give you an idea, if this was a solar panel right here, this box, and you dropped it in water up to 3 feet for like I think it's like an hour or 2 or 3, IP68 can handle that. So you take it out, dry it off, and then use it. That's amazing. That's amazing that you can put something that is going to collect electricity in the water by accident. So always learn about that, guys. I really should have a video because I've learned a lot about it, about the IP rating system, guys, and it's very confusing at first. Like the first number means this and the second number means that. It's like a code, and if you have the code, like I said, IP68 is a fantastic rating for anything really. But when you get down to I65, you have to keep it out of the damp areas or moisture or wetness of rain or splashes and stuff. Like it could take a small splash, but nothing that actually soaks. You know what I mean? So like if you put a wet rag on it and that soaks in, that's not waterproof. That's water shedding, which is totally different. There's a discharge temperature again. The system looks nice, but it does look exactly like that ACOUCOU. I wish I could review this one. I own 2 of them, and I love how they did this with that ACOUCOU. And they still have, I was told that they have the little box right here on the top of it. Let me see if I can get this bigger here. Right here, yep. So you open this, and there's like a glove compartment in there. That's one of my favorite features of any power station ever, as well as the power delivery port. I like the power delivery port input-output combo. I like that. It's only 100 lousy watts, but I love it. And ACOUCOU has 2 of them, but they're only outputs. I wish that they were inputs, and then you can charge up to 200 that way. So here's the dropping thing, guys. See, splash proof, which means it's not waterproof, guys, and then dust proof body, which means dust doesn't like to stick to it. And then this is probably about just under 3 foot drop from the tailgate. Boy, I would never like to see that. I would be scared to death to drop one of these guys. Just for it to, obviously short out or you break it. I mean, either way would be horrible. So here's splash proof here, guys. See this? So that's what they're referring to by splash proof. Notice that he's not hitting this power station with the hose. He's throwing the water over the top, and the water droplets are hitting it. So it's kind of like light, very light rain. But guys, learn the IP ratings before you go sticking a power station out in the rain. I wouldn't do it even if it was waterproof unless it was emergency. That's just me. I do like the top up here. I don't see any wireless charging for phones, and hopefully that's a big thing where you can pop that open and there's like cords. I like that with the ACOUCOU. You can put the cords in there, guys. Like I said, that's one of the coolest features I saw on power stations. And you know what? It's the only one that I have out of, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 different power stations from different companies in this room with me right now, and only one of them, the ACOUCOU, has that glove compartment. I really like that. But I do like the Morse code thing. I think that could really come in handy if you were on, if you were on a mountaintop, guys, and you just let that go and it did Morse code for like a day or 2. I mean, that could possibly save your life. That's no joke. I do like, some people don't like lights on power stations, guys. I do. I don't get the rationale of why people don't like lights on power stations. It's there for a simple thing: emergency. Like what part of like not cool is that? I would love a light on all of my power stations. Blue has it on some, and Pecron has it on, I think, none. At least none that I have. I like lights on power stations, guys. Let me know if you feel opposite way, if you don't like the lights. I like them for a simple reason. Here's 2. One, if you're walking down a dark, like a path going fishing, and you're carrying your power station, you can use the light from the power station to light up the entire way, so you don't walk into a stick, a branch, a hole in the ground, a divot, you know what I mean, a mud hole. I mean, there's so many things that you could get into trouble just walking down from the cabin to the boat at night to go night fishing or catfishing or something like that. The other thing is simply, if you have a problem, boom, you turn on the light, and the entire cabin, van, RV, whatever your house, your business, your workshop, the whole thing lights up and up so you can see what the heck you're doing, so you can utilize that light to get more light and better heat and whatever you're going to do in the sense of emergency. And then the third one is just that, emergency. I think lights should be on every power station. That's just me. It's just an opinion, guys, but I really believe that lights are an essential part of power stations and solar power. I really do. I really do. And I think it could, from help you to save your life, like everywhere in between, you know. This is the craziness, guys. Now, okay, wow, I'm tongue-tied. You see all these cables, guys? That means the energy from this battery has to flow through this, through that, through that, through that. You see what I mean? So it's picking up energy all the way. And if this can literally go 15 long, I would love to see how they got the resistance through these little cables here to, you know, to not heat up on this end as it's drawing power from way over there. I'd love to see how they did that. Maybe, you know what? Maybe they you know, perfected it. But holy cow, guys, that is a ton of power. That makes a rack server system look like a child's play. And the neat thing with this, guys, is this, don't let the size fool you. This is a portable system. If you can carry 100 pounds, you could probably carry, I'm going to guess 100 pounds. This might be 120. It's got a lot of stuff on there. I'll say 100, though. I'll guess 100. If you can carry 100 pounds and carry this one, remember this has wheels on it, and I don't see wheels on the batteries, which that maybe, oh, you know what though, wait a minute, if you look, here's a handle, guys, let's go back down here. If there's a handle, there's got to be wheels, right? Let's see if it's on there. There you go. Okay, so every battery's got wheels, so great design. That's good. So you don't even have to literally carry 100 pounds. You can drag it in that trolley style, and then if you can lift 100 pounds up into, now remember, you have to lift it up into a vehicle, up the stairs, up into, you know what I mean, up on the porch. There's a lot of things you still have to do. Don't let the wheels fool you unless you have a ramp. But I think that was a very, very powerful decision that they have the trolley built in. This is what kind of gave it away for me, is these little handles. They look the same as the handles on the main system, which are the little, oh, you can't see it on that one, but well, you kind of, you get my drift there. It has that little, you push a button and you pull that little telescoping handle out, and then you drag it across the ground. Great design as far as, okay, so here, this is how they hook into. I know I'm all over the place, I'm sorry. So obviously you hook the batteries through the side. That was that little port on the side. I don't know if it's one port. Like I said, I'd love to see how the engineers got the resistance of the battery cells and packs down to a safe mode where all that energy can flow through 15 connections. Wow. Every connection causes more heat, guys, every connection. Because it's like a break in the chain. So anytime you have that break in the chain that's not 100% like soldered together, you have a heat junction, and that's where your heat will come. If you want to test that, just while you're using your solar power, your panels, just pick up one of the, safely of course, pick up one of the MC4s, and you'll feel it getting very warm. So that's where, and it's usually much warmer than the rest of the cable because less shielding in there and less insulation. But that's your weak point, if you will, for extending power long distances, which is why they always tell you don't run voltage long distance. So if you want 120 volts, don't run 120 volts 100 or 200 feet, because you're just going to have that voltage sag, it's called, and then your voltage will drop to, like, I've seen it as low as like 116, 114, and that's not cool. It's still safe, but it causes much more heat because the higher the voltage, the better the pressure is to get that energy through the line. So I'd love to know from the engineers, maybe they should have a demo explaining how they were able to get that much voltage and amps and wattage through cables, daisy chain like that. I'd love to know. I'd love to know also somebody do a review on this and actually check the temps on each one of these individually to see as this progresses away from the power station that it heats up more and more and more away, because like I said, you're having that voltage sag probably. I don't know personally, I'm just guessing. This is all my opinion. Here you got so you can do 108 kilometers for e-scooters. Guys, if you're riding an e-scooter for 108 kilometers, I don't know what that is in miles. I think it's like 50 some miles. Props to you guys. That's a hell of a long way to go on a scooter. Holy cow. You'd be busted by the time you got there. Some of these don't have any shocks. Up to 3 days power for RV camping. Now remember, they're talking about just the main here, not the huge 53,000 extra. 53,100 or something like that extra watt hours. Holy crap, Zilla, guys. Here, look at this. This is crazy, guys. Look, they're all daisy chained together, and they have them stacked very strangely. But I don't know. I think if you guys go look at Will Prowse's video, he's got those really nice heavy-duty grid racks in his workshop there. That is a fantastic idea if you're going to stack stuff like this, guys. Because remember, each one of these, if they're 100 pounds a piece, you're looking at 800 possible pounds, if not more, of battery cells. And notice that the main one is here. But I think setting them that way is kind of weird. Maybe they did that just for the picture. I'd rather have them like this in a row here, and then have one maybe go up to the shelf or down to the shelf, and then have another row like that. Like that's how Will does his. I'm a huge fan of his channel, guys. You should check him out. That's DIY with Will Prowse. Okay, so here you go, guys. This just looks strange. I don't know if I would like. I don't know how stable it is. You would think that the heat from one would get sucked into the next one. That's just an observation. I don't know if this is just to make it look cool or something, but holy crap, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Guys, can you imagine what that cost? All right, I got to bust out a calculator. I got to get like a scientific calculator, because, boy, there's going to be some numbers on this. Okay, so if the main system is 1,800, whoop, I screwed up already here, 1,800. It's hard to use a calculator with a mouse, guys. And then we're going to plus, how much was a battery, guys? You remember? Hold on here, I gotta find the battery here. And remember, this is off their early bird prices. Okay, so about $1,500 on a battery. Okay, so we're gonna do here. Let's do it the easy way. Let's do 1,500 times 15. Guys, that's a scary number. Okay, so you get $22,000 plus another 1,800. Okay, so that's just a small amount of $27,000. So that's approximately 50 cents per watt hour. Maybe a little bit less, maybe 45, 46, 47%, 47 cents. This is guys, this is a lifetime investment. That's a lot of money. You could buy a nice car for $22,000. I don't know about in this economy, because the cars are crazy priced right now. So here you got everything from, you got the fan, you got the lawnmower, you got the DJI, looks like a DJI Phantom 4. You got the blender for drinks, you got the electric George Foreman kind of grill, you got your toaster, you got your mini fridge here, you got your, looks like a Dyson over here, you got this a full-size laundry, I think it's a 2-in-1. This looks like one of those big Dyson-y heater kind of things, or just a big heater swivel tower. Here you got, I mean, this, guys, this is everything in your house. Laptop, coffee pot, full-size, double-sided fridge, lamp. I forgot what that's called. That's why I skipped it, guys. It's like a toaster oven-y kind of thing. And then I don't know what this is. It looks like a toaster too, and then this looks like a hair dryer. Guys, so they have everything except the kitchen sink here hooked to this thing. Not all at once, of course, but it can obviously run all of that. A 3,600 watt inverter is nothing to make fun of. That's a lot of power, guys. Obviously, you can't run all of this at the same time. This alone is probably, I don't even know. I don't have electric. I'm gonna guess 2 to 4,000. I don't even know. I don't even know where to begin. I know these are anywhere between like 700 and a couple thousand watts for full-size fridge. I did it what I think is a smart way, guys. Instead of buying one full-size unit, I have two very big, I think they're big power stations. One's 7.5, one is 8,000 watt hours, and I have my freezer, a 5 cubic foot freezer hooked to one, and my 7.4 cubic foot fridge hooked to the other. And what that does is that splits it up, and that way you're not putting all that pressure, because what happens, guys, is when the compressors kick on, and if you have two of them kick on at the same time, holy nightmare for that AC inverter. So we split them apart, and now when it kicks on, you get about 700-800, possibly 1,000 in some instances on each power station, and that way they run much better. But this is a 3,600, so it should be able to hold that. But that's a lot of stuff to run at once, guys. Let's see here. It says here you can plug it straight into your RV. That's one thing we haven't seen. I haven't seen the specs yet, guys. I've been looking. There's a lot of information, but no real specs yet, other than bits and pieces here. This is all calculated by 3,600 watt hours, guys. To give you an idea, some of the best power stations out there, I think, ironically, Jackery has one of the highest battery capacity rates I've seen on reviews of other people, and that's the lithium-ion battery packs. I haven't seen the lithium iron phosphate reviews so much yet, but they were getting like mid mid 90s for AC. That's incredible. Very, very good. But I'm not a lithium ion fan anymore. So let's see, if you had 3600 watts. Let's see, I gotta remember what I was doing here. I rambled out of my idea here. Guys, I totally forgot. My mind just went blank there for a second. I forgot what I was gonna do. 3600 watts. Yeah, guys, I totally forgot what I was gonna do. Okay, never mind on that one. Here's the wheels again and the trolley built it. I like that idea. I also want to know if you see these little screws here, if this handle were to ever bend or break, is it replaceable? That's a big thing that people don't think about when they buy a trolley system built in like that, like this system. If this, breaks, is it replaceable? That's a big thing. And how much does it cost to replace it? Chances are it'll probably never break. Hopefully the engineers did a good job designing it. But you never know. Every company makes mistakes. That's the inevitable. It's the Achilles heel of technology. You're always going to have mistakes. No matter how good an engineer, no matter how good a programmer you are going to have mistakes. It's just, it is what it is. And until you have beta testers out there, which is what the review channels are supposed to be, when you do a review like this and you say, hey, these, like, I'll give you a prime example, like Pecron, that when they had that USB-C that was only 65 watts, I let them know right away, and I didn't let up on them. Hey, this is supposed to be 100 watts, brother. You wrote 100 watts. You make it 100 watts, period. Whether it's a firmware update, because that's fair and that's legal in business. So, but like I said, every company will make oopsies. Everyone. I don't care if it's Gold Zero, Blue Eddy, Occutel, NERS, all of them. Energizer. I mean, all of them have made mistakes in the past. All right. So now we got a little bit of specs here. So here you have, let's see, 4 3600 watt AC outputs. But guys, I don't know if they're US versions. I have to wait to see. Now these are US versions. See? Okay. So, here you go. Okay. Boy, they're right under my nose. So here you go. This is the actual US one. This is the EU, the European Union version. See, these look weird to me. These look like those weird round plugs. We have these standard plugs here, and then the Japanese plugs have a similar plug, except their hertz is different, and their I think your voltage is different. So don't get this one, guys. Make sure if you live in the United States, get the right one or order the right one if you're even interested at all. Like I said, this isn't a commercial, guys. This is a first look, and I'm just giving my opinions of what I think about it as far as what it has. 3600, that's obviously all of them at the same time. So now we know that the inverter is 3600 watt rated. 120 watt cigarette lighter. I like that they call it a cigarette lighter, guys. This is not a carport. It's not a marine plug. It is a cigarette lighter. I know cigarettes are taboo nowadays, guys, but this is a cigarette lighter until the day I pass away. That's a cigarette lighter. Everyone has different names for stuff nowadays. 378 watt Anderson output, guys. That's awesome. That looks like 30 amp output for Anderson power pole. Here you have a 36 watt DC 5521. So that's a barrel. You get 2 of those. So that's going to be probably about 5 amps out. 12 volts times 5. No, wait a minute. 3. So that would be 3. 12 times 3 is 3 amp outputs. And then you have your USB A. You have one of those, which is right in the middle here, which is USB A. It doesn't say how many wattages. I'm going to assume it's Quick Charge 3, which is 18 watts. But since it doesn't say, we don't know, guys. You should really update your page here with the actual numbers, especially if this is an Indiegogo thing, or I forgot the names of the other ones. But when you're trying to raise money, you should really put all the specs here, guys, so people know what they're investing in. 100 watt USB-C output. You get 2 of those. That's fantastic. If they're true 100 watt power delivery ports, awesome. If they're input output, if they're bidirectional, that would be fantastic. I love that feature on power stations. Some people don't. I do. I really like it. Here's your battery connection port. Okay, so you have 2 battery connection ports, and obviously there's 15 batteries, right? So that means 8 on one string and 7 on another string. That's kind of weird. You think they would round it out, but if it works, it works. AC charging 2200 watts max from the wall, guys. That's really hot. So make sure you have at least a 20 amp circuit. Otherwise, you're going to blow fuses and circuits all day. Hopefully, it has adjustable charging. That's a huge thing that I learned about, where instead of 2200, I wish it had maybe 500, 1100, and 2200. That way you have like how Bluetti does it. They have a what's it called, a silent mode, a normal mode, and a turbo mode, and that gives you your opportunity to select what's right for you and your your cause or your style. Some people don't want to charge batteries fast because it wrecks the battery cells faster, and some people want to hurry up and charge it and go fishing or something like that, or an emergency. I get that. Emergency is 100% turbocharge, no matter what, because seconds count in emergency. Seriously, minutes count, seconds count. But I like normal to silent on my Bluetti products. I have 2 of them. I actually have 8 Bluetti products, but 2 power stations. Okay, so let's see what we got here. 6 times faster, fuel up to 80%, and only, that's obviously referring to just the main again. With solar and AC, you can get up to 3600 watt input, so that's equal to the battery cell size. But obviously one has to be to the wall and one has to be to a solar panel. You're never ever going to get that much power out of this little panel, guys. So it's just there for the picture. You're going to need a lot of power solar panels to get 1200 watts. Is that 1200, 1400? It's 1400 watts of solar panels. A lot of panels, guys. That would be 200 watt panels, obviously. So that would be a lot of panels. Here's the EU and the Japanese. Okay, 1800 is the charging for US. I'm glad that they clarified that, guys. So 1800. Now that's better. I like that better. That's why I said 2200. That's hot. 1800 is much better. I still hope that they have. Let's hope they have like a 6, a 9, and an 18. Maybe a 6, a 12, and an 18 would be good. 600 watt intervals. That way you can charge it in that slow, medium, or large, if you will, or low, medium, and high. Now this is really cool, guys. Now this is something that I'm learning about now, is EV charging, guys. These always come out at like 200 and I think it's 220 or 240 volts and higher. I don't think they have 12 volt ones, plus it would take forever. But now this, if you pulled over and just say for argument's sake, say you had a really, really big RV. I mean like a monster diesel pusher or something like that. One of these, there's no other way to say it. These badass 50-some foot super, I'm a rock star kind of person, and you have the entire setup of this Indiegogo, whatever it's called again. I forgot the name of this, guys. The BLACKVIEW OSCAL PowerMax, and let's say you had all 15 batteries in the system, right? So you have 16, holy cow, the weight alone. You have 1,600 pounds plus of batteries in an RV. Now, in an RV that big, your weight doesn't matter. You're going to get crap mileage no matter what you put in there. I mean, it's a bus, for God's sake. But yeah, I guess, weight matters when you put 1,600 pounds on it. But imagine being able to live in that bus. Like, some people travel full time, and I don't want to use the word envy, but I wish I could do that. That is like a dream of mine, is to take the wife and just split and travel around and see the country and live in a beautiful 53-foot diesel pusher. I mean, that's a semi, guys. Believe me, that's comfortable. I've been in some of them. I've been in a lot of them, actually, I'll be honest. We go to the RV show every year. We never miss it. Like, that is a huge thing for us. And these diesel pushers, guys, have full, like, no jokes, the entire side of the RV comes out about 4 or 5, 6 feet. And then the other side does the same. So when you walk into this bus, in your mind, it's like, oh, that's a bus. And you walk into it and you're like, what is this, the Ritz? Everything is marble countertops and oak wood. They are some of the most beautiful buses I have ever seen. I work with many entertainers, guys, and I've seen some of the buses that these guys travel in. And the word envy is not even strong enough. Jealousy is a huge, from the Bible, if you will. That is a monster. Like, I want all of this. And then you see how much they pay for it. $1.5 million, $2 million. You're talking about some monster RVs. So now back to what I was saying. I was dreaming there for a second. Holy cow. I had to pinch myself, Rambling Bob. Okay, so imagine if you had a diesel pusher that big and you dedicated the whole back room of one of these diesel pushers to that, and the entire top of it was solar panels, and you had an emergency or whatever, and you pulled up to a charging station like this, and you just let it roll while you slept there. Your house is right there in the parking lot, so you can literally sleep there and just literally drain the power from this poor little charging station. That would be like charging a baby Tesla. 57,000. I think a Tesla's like 70, 80 for a small one, and maybe a couple 100,000 for a big one. But God, it's like draining a Tesla. And then having that power, not to mention the solar also, whenever you need it, that would be a monster. And then remember, all this weight, you can literally take it apart piece by piece and carry one piece at a time into the cabin, and then have that 50-some thousand watt hours of power wherever you want it. This portable technology, guys, is not only changing the game, it is life-changing. This technology in general, I have a small amount of, I have about, well, it's big now, 22,000 watt hours is approximately what we have. Now, guys, when I first started, I thought that was, oh my gosh, that's a ton of power. Now I can burn through that in 1 or 2 days if I just use my regular life outside of my workshop. So it's amazing. And it's one thing that maybe should be taught in school, of how much energy we really consume on a daily basis. It's amazing. I have neighbors that use 30, 40, 50,000 watt hours a day. And I'm like, what, are you growing something over there? That's crazy. Like, is your heater on? And then, I find out that, well, they have what is that called? That fancy stovetop that, I can't remember the name of that darn thing. It's like that, induction stovetop, I think it's called. I mean, that's like 3 or 4 to 5,000 watts an hour just for that thing. And then they have electric dryer. They have electric this and electric that. The whole house is electric, and it's like, geez Louise. Like, all that energy is coming from coal, guys, that you ain't getting that much energy a day out of solar, and they don't have any solar panels, which that boggles my mind, that your entire house is electronic stuff, and you don't have solar panels. Like, you would think that would be the first thing you thought of. Well, 90% of my house is electric, I'm going to get solar panels. That's crazy to me. They go 100% off the grid, and it's just like, wow, just a dryer, you're looking at a couple thousand watts every hour for a dryer. If you're doing laundry all day, you're burning like 20,000 watt hours a day. So that's something that I really wish that they would teach in school, just to kind of wake kids up and say, man, you take your stuff for granted. Don't do that. Your video games can burn a lot of power. If you burn a PS2 or an Xbox 360, Xbox One, or PS3 or PS4 or PS5, whatever number they're on now, I think a PS50, that burns 100 to 200 watts an hour. And if you do the math on that, guys, you're looking at 12 to 2,400 watts an hour just to play your video games. That would completely drain a normal average power station in 1 day. So that's something to really think about. Is like, we have a thing that we always go off of. It's not how much energy you use, it's how you use your energy. Think of a race car driver, okay? There's a reason that they draft behind other cars. They're drafting to save pressure on the car from the gravity and the wind resistance and everything, because they're getting that pull from the car ahead of them, and that saves gas, right? Because they can only carry so much gas, guys, before they have to go in, and then they're losing time on a pit, and the guy comes over with that super crazy tank, and he pushes a button, and 1 to 3 seconds later, there's like 20 to 50 gallons in the tank. That's amazing that they could put it in there without exploding. Those guys, they have huevos of steel. I'm going to say it that way because I don't know if you say the other one, but that's huevos of steel to pump that much gas into a vehicle. And remember, they're burning like kerosene kind of style gas. That's racing fuel. That's not the average ordinary fuel that you're burning in your car. They're pumping in stuff that's high octane. One spark, boom, the entire pit's gone. That's crazy, guys. I have a lot of respect for those guys that work in NASCAR. If you guys are NASCAR racers, high five to you, man. High five the screen right now. Boom, that's for you. That's a serious job. All right, let's see what else here. We're rambling away here. Water turbine charging. This is also something that I would like to look at. This is pressured. I don't know how to explain it because I don't know it too well. Basically, you make this turbine in there spin really fast. That turns a generator. That generator produces electricity that can go either to your house, the grid, or a power station like that. And it's underwater pressure. So like, say you lived up on a hill and you had a creek up on top of the hill, and the water at the bottom of the creek obviously has a lot more pressure than the top, and that's because gravity's speeding it up, and that pressure is used to turn that turbine in there. And that's a really, really cool thing. And you also have a wind power. Now, I looked into this too, guys, and I've heard a lot of negativities about wind power. One of them, being right away is the noise. Solar wind is really noisy, guys, and a lot of people don't realize that until you get one and you stick it on top of your house or on this big old mast that you have to, it looks like a sailboat mast that you have to put up, and you have to secure that, and then you put this thing on the top, and then you hear all day. You hear this whining, and it's really loud. I have friends that have them on their property, and when you walk on their property, you go, what the hell is that? And they go, oh, that's my turbines. And you go in the back, and he's got like 10 or 15 of these wind things spinning away, and I'm like, that's noisy as hell, guys. And he goes, yeah, but I'm pulling in, I don't know what he said, 8 to 10,000 watts. And I'm like, okay, I can deal with the noise. But they're noisy, guys. So if you live in the city, that's obviously not going to swing. If you live in an HOA, that's definitely not going to swing, guys. Your homeowners association is not going to let you put up these big wind powers, or these probably. So now you're left to solar, and then depending on if they allow solar or not, right? That's another headache. So HOAs is a headache in general. I'm glad I never bought in a HOA. Here's your standard solar. Let's see here. 3600 max input. Now remember, that is with the solar and the grid together. 1800 is the United States version here. Takes 2 hours. 600 watt max input from G Company. I don't know what's a G Company? I don't know what that means, guys. Do you guys know what that is? G Company? Why? I don't know what that is. So 6 times faster than others. Oh, I see. They're using these as an example. Okay, that makes sense. I'm sorry. So 3600 watts max input, and that is the. I gotta back up here. AC and DC together, solar and the grid together. This is company, quote unquote A. That's company B. So they're kind of using that and saying, this along this company. It should be company A and company B. I don't know why they use J and C. That's why it was confusing. There's a lot of confusing stuff on this page, guys. A lot. Okay, 24/7 UPS backup. We saw that. It seems like there's a lot of repetitiveness here. 3,500 cycles. If I didn't say that, to 80% capacity. How that works, guys, is say you have $100 bills, okay? This is the best way I found out how to explain it for people that don't know batteries or solar. If you have $100 bills and you broke it into $1 bills, okay? You have 100 single dollar bills. And let's say you went to the casino and played all of them 100 times, right? And now say after you did that 3,500 times, let's say it's not possible, but let's say you lost 20 bucks. Now you can only go $80, right? Not 100. That's what capacity means. It means you can only fill to 80% capacity. So the $100 bill will only be worth $80, right? After 3,500 cycles, if that makes sense to you. You can use the glass technique too. You fill a glass all the way, that's 100%. You fill it 80% of the way and the rest is air. Those are the battery cells that kind of die over time, and you can't fill them with energy because battery cell, nothing lasts forever. So, and then over time that goes, 79, 78, and it continuously drops until it gets so low that you just throw it away. I have no idea how long that is because I've never had one that lasted that long. I've only been in solar for about 2 years about. And the first year was a real headache learning this stuff, guys. I was going to all these other web channels, and boy, they were way over my head. Like Will Prowse, guy. That guy has so much knowledge on his head, on his shoulders. I couldn't follow him for like the first 3 or 4 months. I was like, I don't know what this guy's talking about. Watts and hertz and mega. I was so confused. And then I found a few other channels which helped me get up to where he's at a little bit. So I can understand when he says, oh, polarity is reversed. I get that now. Battery capacity, I understand what that means now. BMS, I thought BMS was that well, I can't say it on YouTube, obviously. The toilet problem. I'm like, why does a power station have a toilet problem? That's a battery management system. I thought BMS was something totally different. But holy cow. And then here, this is lithium ion down here at about 800 cycles. Sometimes you get a little bit more. And then here's lithium iron phosphate, which is in, I would say 90% of the power stations that are out there now. Everyone kind of went over. I think Blue Eddy was the first one that I know of that went over to lithium iron phosphate. Actually, ACOUCOU too. I'm gonna have to research that. But I remember Blue Eddy had a very early Right after their AC200P, I think they went to all lithium iron phosphate. There's your BMS here. 8-fold safety protection. So there's 8 versions of protections in there, which is probably, I'm guessing, high temp, low temp, high volt, low volt, temperature. I can't even name 8, but it probably has 8 different short circuit volt, over protection, under protection for the AC inverter. Just like basically a lot of these power stations. Oh, here they are right here, guys. Great. I couldn't name anymore. So overcurrent protection, which means if you have too much current going out or in, boom, it stops it. So here's your short circuit protection. I guess that one. So I guess these two. Overvolt, I guess that one. That means if you're putting too much voltage in there and your battery packs are going to pop, it obviously protects it. Under voltage, it protects it so it doesn't, discharge your batteries or mess up anything inside. Over temperature protection, that's if it's too hot. Low temp, this is a very big one, guys, because if your battery cells are below a certain temperature, you cannot, you can charge them. Very bad idea, guys, because you're going to destroy the battery cells. So this will let you know if the battery cells are below a certain temperature. Nope, you got to warm up the area that you're in first, and that protects it. Now, some, like if you look at Blue Eddy, I want to say the B300S. I've got so many numbers and model numbers in my head now after 2 years. The B300S is the first battery that I saw from Blue Eddy that literally has little heater pads. So it's like a heater pad that you would put on your belly if you don't feel good. It's literally in there. It's a heater pack that goes on top of the battery cells or on the bottom or both or on the sides. And what it does is it literally puts heat into the cells to get it up to a certain temperature before it allows the energy to go into the system. That is a monster lifesaver for the batteries. Because for the battery cells, because like I said, if you force energy in a battery cell when they're cold, they do not like that. And if you take energy from a battery when it's cold, they do not like that, guys. Think of it this way. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. It's cold outside. I wake you up like they do in the military. I push you outside and make you run. Your body is not going to like that. And what they do in the military is get you ready for that because you don't have a choice. When the bullets are flying, you got to go. So that's a nice protection to have, that low temperature in this system where you don't mess up your battery cells. Overcharging protection, which means obviously if you put too much energy in there, that soda thing video that I put up where you literally see the bubbles go over the side, that's what happens. The energy has to go somewhere, so it spews out of the battery and then could possibly start a fire or something. And overloading protection, that's all 8 of them, guys. Those are great protections to have. If they all work good, that's a great set of warnings to have there. Working usual in cold weather or hot weather. Okay, so here you go. Now they finally put the temperature. Wow, 131. Holy crap, Zilla, guys, that is rugged. That's what, so 55 degrees Celsius is way hotter than I thought. So -4 it can work in, and up to 131. Guys, you're talking about like, I'm tongue-tied. Guys, I have been in rooms that was 100, I think it was 114 to 119 degrees. It fluctuated because, the cooler side of the room was 114. Ooh, get your speedo ready. That is hot, guys. If you've never been into 110 to 120 degree temperature, you want to literally do nothing then sit and do nothing other than drink water. Nothing. And the sweat on your body literally evaporates as soon as it drips down your face. It's instantly. I worked in blast tunnels for Harley Davidson, and they have these big areas where they have steam pipes and fitter pipes, and we would cover them in mineral calcium, whatever the job would take for the specs. And it was so hot, guys, that we had to go outside and sign a OSHA release every so many minutes to prove that we came out of the building for safety. That is how hot that is. And if you're stuck in there for 5-10 minutes, you could easily have a heat stroke. That is unbelievable. And if this thing can work at 131 degree temperature with no problems, that is hot, guys. That is hot. So that rugged. Okay, you got my vote for ruggedness. That's a big thing. All right, so here's the inside, guys. Here you go. You got a little trays full of the, these are, I'm guessing the 16880s. They make different kinds. They look like really big AA batteries, guys. Here's your dual cooling fans on both sides. I like that. I don't know if it's input, output, or both output, and it comes in through the bottom. I don't know, because it doesn't say, guys. There's not a whole lot going on here. You would think that they'd have a little bit more. I'm hoping to get the specs, guys, but I don't. You know what? I haven't seen the specs yet. Just bits and pieces. Like, look at, there's no specs. You know, I kind of get the gist of it. Oh, here we go. Okay, so way at the bottom. Oh wait, no, never mind. These are solar. Yep. Okay, so here you go. Okay, way at the bottom of the page. Okay, I should have known. Okay, so here you go. This is the main system here. And here's the Gold Zero Yeti 3000X. This was a system that I was going to buy. Absolutely. And I have the EU 2000. I think it's the IE. I have this, but I had EU 2000 IE. No, the EU 2000i. That's what it's called, because it has a pure sine inverter. I don't know what the S means on this. This might be a automatic start is what the S is. These are all codes, guys. They always use codes to figure out the model. So this has 3,000 watt hours, and then X version, I don't know what that means, but this has 3,600. So you can see by their model number, usually means what's in the package. Okay, so you got 3,600 watt hours to 50, I'm just going to say 58,000 watt hours almost. That's huge, guys. That is but remember, you're looking at $27,000 price tag at these prices. Holy crap, Zilla. But now the nice thing with a system like this, guys, is you don't have to buy them all at once. You buy your main system, then you buy a battery, then you buy a battery, then you buy a battery. You know what I mean? And you do that over time, and next thing you know, you got, in 10 years, you have 10 batteries in the main system. That's huge. But now remember, the battery cells only last about 10 years on systems like this. So that's something to think about when you stretch it out that long. Like, I could see somebody using this for a you guys remember the old John Candy used to call them the barf wagons? Those are the little food trucks that drive around. Like, I could see a monster setup like this, or even a server rack system inside there, as long as they could protect it from grease and stuff, and just the environment. That would be really cool. And solar panels all across the top, and then maybe a generator out back. I mean, they could really be off the grid, like, permanently. In that business. 3,500 cycles to 80% capacity. We talked about that. Now, here's your surge, guys. This is a big thing. So if you have something like a pump or a fridge or a compressor or a motor or something like that, if you want to test this, plug in your I think everyone in the world has a circle saw by now, I think, or your drill. Plug it in a kilowatt meter, and then use it like vroom vroom like that, and watch the spikes of power. That's called the surge. So when a motor first starts, it surges very high. Imagine remember your car. When you start your car, it revs very high, and then it comes down, right? But it has to use so much power to get that sucker going, and then it kind of tapers down over time. The RPM drops down to a balance, low idle, rather than like when it's cold outside, it sits at about 2,000, depending on the car, of course, and then it'll drop down to about 700, 800, 1,000. All depends on the car. But that's what the surge is, guys, and you need that, for longer than a second. I'm kind of getting tired of seeing power stations that you can only surge for like 1 second. That doesn't help you in emergency when you have a generator that's trying to run or something like that, or a pump where you're trying to get water out of a well or something like that, and you have 1 second of power surge. I want to see 5, 10, 15, 20 seconds of surge. I want to see some good surge time, and that way in emergency you can get it done, so you have time to let that item roll back down, and the RPMs and the power kind of stabilize. But the surge is just as important as the rated power, guys. Just as important, especially when you're tapping 3,600 watts and then tapping twice that for surge. That's a huge draw. I would like to be on the receiving end of that. So outlets, you got 4 at 3,600 watts. Did the US version have that, guys? I don't want to go back up there. I thought it only had 3. All right, let's go back up, guys. I gotta look. I got to see the US version here. Oh, yep. See, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it did have 4. Okay. It's easy to get confused with this stuff, guys. And what I highly recommend it, guys, is take notes. Whenever you look at any power station, I'm taking notes right now as I'm doing this. And as you learn, you take the notes of, this is what I want, and this is what I need, this is what I don't want. So then when you find a power station, you make like little boxes. Does it check all the boxes of what you need and what you want, and doesn't check the boxes of what you don't want, because you don't want that. Why spend the money on something you don't want? I don't need a very big inverter. I have 2 systems, and I use them together, and I get 4,000 watts of rated power. That's more than enough for me. So I don't need that. I only needed 2,000. So I stayed within that 2,000. Some people need 5 or 10,000, like the AC500. I love that system. 10,000 of surge is huge, but I don't need that kind of power. I like the batteries, and I like the quality of the system. and how much you can charge it and all that stuff. Your USB-C, you got 100 watts times 2. I hope those are bidirectional. That'd be awesome. Otherwise, the protocol for this is 5 volts, 9 volts, 12 volts, 15 volts, and 20 volts at 5 amps respectively. USB-A is 12, okay? And then USB-A, there's 3 of them at 18. So you have one old school one. Guys, I have no idea why they would do that. I would just make, if I were to design the system, I would have all C's and maybe one A or 2 A's. But I don't know why they put an old-fashioned 12-watter on there when they have 3 already. They could have just put them all in one. The Anderson, this is a very good, a 30 amp out. That's nice. It's very useful for heavy draw things like if you want a water heater or something like that, 12 volt. If you want a diesel heater, great invention. Oh, my family has that in the big semis that they drive, and those can put out heat where, guys, if you have never seen a diesel heater before, oh my God, it will literally melt you out of the cab of a truck. It's no joke how hot those get, safely too. That's crazy. Your barrel outputs are 36, so that would be 3 amps at 12 volts. You get 2 of those. Your cigarette lighter, I like that they call it a cigarette lighter, is 120 watts times 1. So you probably have 10 amps on that one at 12 volts ish, because usually cigarette lighters are regulated at like 13 and a half volts out until the battery's depleted. I wish that they would tell you if it's regulated or not. Hopefully it is. Here's your AC input, 2200 watts max. Now remember, I remember reading up there on the top, it was 1800 watts max for the US model. They should clearly write that down here. And then here's your solar power is 1600 watts. And it doesn't say how you get that, whether it's 1 string or 2. I think they should tell you that. And then here's your dual, which is 3600 watts max. So 1600 plus, let's see, 8, that would be 3400 for the US model. So yeah, I wish they would distinguish the difference between the two. MPP charger controller, that's a must, guys. That's a must. It balances the charging, so you get the best charge for the buck, if you will, for the energy coming in. App control, I'm learning to like it. I'm learning to like apps. Okay, so here's your weight. I was almost spot on, guys. It's 100 pounds. I was actually almost thinking it was a little bit more, but it's almost 100 pounds on the dot. So if you can lift 100 pounds and you could do that 15 or 16 times in a row, you'll have Popeye arms, and you'll have a lot of power that you could drag around. Warranty is 4 years plus. I don't understand what the plus is. Maybe if you register it, you get extra years. Pecron does that, Blue Eddy does that, Gold Zero does that, ACOUCOU does that. I think most companies, they want you to register you so they can get that information, stuff like that. And it starts at $1,800, and that's the Indiegogo price. And then, oh, now here's the size now, guys. Oh, I hate this. Guys, it's in millimeters. I'm just going to say it sounds dumb. Really long by really tall by really wide. I don't like when they do this, guys. I want inches. Let's see how much, 500, just so we can get a clue. Let's take a number in the middle here. Let's take 500, because that's close to in the middle here. No, you know what? Here, let's do 590 millimeters to inches. I hate doing the conversions, and the people on the other side of the pond hate doing the conversions too. Okay, so about 23 inches. So it's about 23 inches wide, and then off that equation, we can guesstimate. So this is probably about 16 inches tall, 15, 16 inches tall, or deep. Oh, that's deep. So, no, it'd be less than that. Hold on, let's do it. Oh, I hate these millimeters, guys. I really do. Super thumbs up if you 18 inches. I was kind of close. So 14 inches deep. That's probably the tire to tire. And then what was it? The height is 441. Oh, this is more work than it needs to be. Indiegogo, or whatever company name it was. So about 17 inches. So you got 23 by 17 by about 13 or 14. So that'll give you an idea. Guys, if you want to update your page, please put them in inches. Guys, if you're trying to sell these in the US, it'll really help, because you know, if you don't know how to convert that, guys, some people don't, that looks like, how big is that thing? Holy cow. You know, it sounds really big. Everything here is the same. Pure sine wave inverter has to be, guys. Don't get anything but. They have modified sine wave, or what's called square wave back days. I don't like that. It works, but it's not good for medical equipment, and it's not good for high-end electronics. Stay away from that. Try to get pure sine. Instead of like a box wave goes like this, right? That's called modified wave. It's like that. It's so like the polarity shifts are like this. It's so harsh, right? Where pure sine wave goes like this, like a wave. It's nice and smooth, and that way it slowly shifts the polarity rather than holy crap and holy crap. You know, that's hard on electronics. These are the same things. They're doing it twice. I don't know why. Solar input, 1600 watts. That's the main system alone. But once again, it doesn't say if that's one array or two or three or four. It doesn't say. Can you charge through the batteries as well? Car input, 120 watt max. I wish that would be a 24 volt input. That would speed this up, because trying to charge 3600 this way, guys, you'd be there forever. I suppose if you want to dump a little bit of extra power in there, it's good, but that's a long time, guys. Dual charging here is this we looked at already. Your weight we looked at, the dimensions. Still, they don't have it in inches, guys. Please update that. Charging temperature just by app control, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. I don't know if it's both and or. Here's all your certifications. That's nice to see, guys. This is for all your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, your FCC. Some of these I don't even know what they're for, guys. UL rated. That means it doesn't get bad in the sun. Warranty 4 years. Now notice it doesn't have that plus here anymore. In the box, you get the PowerMax 3600, the user manual, warranty card. So I assume if you fill that out, your warranty gets extended. I'm assuming. It doesn't say that. It should. One AC charging cable, one car charging cable, and one solar charging cable. It seems like it's a little light on the cables, guys. That's just me. Maybe with Pecron, they really what's the spoiled me. Yeah, that's the best way to. But they really spoiled me, because you get like it seems like 10 cables. It's like one for everything, and you don't even need them. But it's nice that they gave you that too. VTO man actually gave you USB cables. I was really shocked about that. But it seems a little light on the accessories, guys. I'd like to see, how about a cover for it? How about, you know, whatever, just, you know, something else. Extra cables, extension cables, you know. I mean, this is a big system, guys. This is a big system. So here you got the same thing, guys. Oh, okay, I see. So this is the, what is this, the Japanese version? Okay, so this is the batteries, guys. Okay, so let's do the batteries real quick. Same thing. They look like about the same size. They look like the same numbers. 36 kilograms is 80 pounds. I'm gonna take a stab at it. 80 pounds, 79, 80 pounds. Lithium iron phosphate, of course, 3,500 cycles at 80% of capacity. Works with the PowerMax 3600. BMS, which means it's built into battery management system, is built into the batteries. That's a must. Discharge and recharge at the same time. That's a good thing. That's called charge through, guys. That's awesome, because now you don't have to wait. Can you guys imagine waiting for 57,000 watt hours to charge and then you get to use it? That would be insane. Here's your weight. Okay, so I missed it by about a half a pound. I think I said 80 or 79, so I was pretty close. Dimensions, a mess, same as the other ones. I'd like to see these changed. Let's see. Same app, certifications, warranties, same thing. Now notice how little you get. You get one expansion cable and the warranty card. Nothing else, guys. No extra cables, no extra nothing, no covers, no nothing. It's very straightforward. Here's a box and here's a cable. Have fun, kid. This I like. I like the idea. Hopefully that can hold a lot of weight. Maybe that's made for just the main system. It does have wheels. It kind of defeats the purpose of having wheels on it, guys. But I get it. I get it. You could buy a really nice one of these for about 50 to 60 bucks at the fairs. Like here's, okay, so here's where your money is, guys. I don't like when companies do this. I call it the Apple, the Apple technique. You remember Apple would sell you a product and you had to buy all the fancy cables and all this. So here's, you know, 13, 13, 13, 30. You see how this adds up, guys? 123. So if you need the cables or extra cable, I like that it has a ground on there. That's different. That's actually really nice. No one, I don't think anyone will ever use that, but I think it's nice to have. But I don't like where you have to buy, and maybe these are replacement cables, but I don't remember this cable being in the box. But Apple used to sell your product and then make a ton of money on all the accessories. I always disliked that. I'm an Android person just because of that. Number one reason I'm an Android person, and now Android's starting to go that way a little bit. Okay, so let's see here. This has been a heck of an interesting one. It's been very long. It's been almost an hour and a half, guys, so I apologize. Here's the whole system. Look at this. Boy, that would take up your whole living room, wouldn't it? Holy cow. You'd have to have a dedicated server room almost. That's a lot of power, guys. I like the look. It's different, you know. The black and red is kind of cool. It's different than what I see out there all the time. So OSCAL, I wonder if OSCAL is the company that makes the original power stations. I never even heard of them, guys, the first time. I'm glad. I forgot the subscriber that mentioned this to me, but I'm very thankful because I get to learn more technology. Guys, I could sit and ramble about this stuff for hours. I'm literally hooked like a kid in a candy store. It's crazy. All right, so that looks like it. Well, what do you guys think? I mean, thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you guys think of the BLACKVIEW OSCAL PowerMax 3600? I've never heard of this company, the OSCAL. I wonder if they have other companies. Let me see if it even comes up here. I've never heard of this company, OSCAL. Okay, so that's obviously not it. Okay, so let's do power generators or something like that. Power generations. That's close enough. Generators. I always misspell it, guys. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this looks like, okay, yeah, so that looks like TIMEUSB. So I don't know if TIMEUSB copied them or they're copying TIMEUSB. It's identical, guys. There's a few of them that look just like that. Let's see here. Here, I'll show you. Let's go to Amazon real quick. We're gonna, oh, I think I spelled it wrong. I don't want to go to, oh, holy cow, they corrected it for me. Thank you, Google. Okay, so let's go to sometimes, guys, I type too fast. I do what I call chicken typing. I use 2 fingers. I don't know if you guys are full typers out there or you're chicken finger typers. Okay, it didn't work, so it's TIMEUSB, and I'll show you which one that I have if you haven't seen it. It looks identical. It's a G, this one right here. So doesn't that look just like it, guys? That's the G300. They were nice enough to send me one of these so I can review it and test it. But that's the G300. Now, that looks a lot like, where's those pictures, guys? We're going back and forth here. Right here. Does that not look like this, guys? That is a dead ringer for this OSCAL. It even has the glossy little thing up here. These pictures are terrible, by the way. Maybe can I get them bigger? There you go. Okay. There you go. Okay, so yeah, see, guys, that looks the same. Is it just me, or is that like a legit copy of this one right here? They even have the same little kind of grooved handle. These are strong, hella strong handles, guys. Yeah, okay, so they don't have here. Wait, BLACKVIEW official store. Okay, let's go check it out. We're gonna go check it out, guys. We're gonna waste and ramble more time. Like I said, I could talk about this stuff all day, guys, all day. I have such excitement for this technology. It's crazy. It's 2 years, and it hasn't slowed down one iota in 2 years. It's crazy. I'll be doing reviews for stuff I can't afford for years. So I hope you like it. So obviously this is a European model here. It's got those weird little adaptery things here. Well, Ramblin Bobcat's here, so she's gonna drive me crazy. Let's see what kind of products they got here. It's kind of a rough looking. Oh, there she tipped over. She likes boxes, guys. I don't see, where's the power stations here? Let's see here. Let me type this in here. This is a really kind of broken website, guys. I don't know what to think so far. Let's do power station. Let's see if that comes up under power. What? It's not typing. Okay, so you see, guys, the website needs some help, guys. I don't know. Maybe it's my blocker or something. But yeah, so I guess these guys are known for their phones, from rugged phones or the protective cases. I don't know which. Guys, their prices don't even show up. Look at this. I don't know if it's like I said, I don't know if it's my blocker. Yeah, see, none of the prices show up here. You can pick the colors, but not the prices. Huh. All right, guys. Well, this was a new one for me. This is interesting. I can't really say it's been 100% positive because, like I said, this might not be their fault. This might be my ad blocker that's blocking all this stuff. But yeah, their web pages seem to be a little broken here. Well, man, I don't know what to do from there, guys. That's embarrassing. I apologize, guys. But like I said, it's the first view, man. This is the first time I've ever seen this system. I'm giving my honest opinion of what I think about it. I'm not a professional. I'm just a guy that literally fell in love with this technology, and it's changed my life forever. It's no joke. I used to run gas generators on my RVs, and you know what? I can run a battery now and not even care. I have the solar on the roof, the battery in the back. I don't even have to check on it anymore. It's crazy awesome. You know, when you got gas, you got to go check for for the gas. You got to make sure the gas is safe. You got to make sure you're venting good, your air is clean, that you don't have carbon monoxide poisoning. There's so many problems with gas generators that as soon as I found this technology, I was literally hooked like a fish. I mean, any one of these companies can literally drag me in out of a lake just by showing me a power station, and I'll be hooked in and say, okay, tell me more. Like I missed CES 24 this year. I was asked to go down there by Blue Eddy. I was honored to go, to go down there. I couldn't make it. Maybe next year. I'd love to go down there with them. But I would sit there in awe of that technology that's in that building. Not just power stations, but everything. It's crazy, guys. If you want to see top-notch, you can't even get most of the stuff that's in there. It's not for sale yet. There's all prototypes and all theories and ideas and things like Indiegogo, but in real life where you can literally see working examples of it. And it is amazing technology. Just this solar generator itself in the last 2 years has, like, no jokes, guys. It has changed my life. Seriously. It is unbelievably crazy of how much better my life is now with solar power than the generators. And I love my Honda. I've had it for more than a decade. I've used it every single weekend just about for more than 10 years. And I've never had it fail on me. But you know what? It makes noise. It makes carbon monoxide. It makes pollution. It makes just all kinds of stuff. And as soon as I found this technology, I was hooked. I cannot tell you that enough. All right, guys, I'm going to put this this Indiegogo link here if you want to see it. Like I said, this is not a sponsor review, guys. I was asked to look at this from one of the subscribers of the channel. And if you want to take a look at it, I'll leave the link down there. It's not even an affiliate link, guys. It's just a straight link. Feel free to go check it out. And, if you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. I'm only here to bring you the information that we find as a scriber team. That's the name of our scriber family. If you guys don't have a scriber of this channel yet, get up there and hit that button and become a scriber family. We all help each other learn, so none of us gets, like, put out in the cold. If you have a problem, we all have a problem. We all help try to fix the problem. We don't care what time it is. We got scribers from all around the world, and if you got a problem at 3 a.m., they're guaranteed there's going to be a couple scribers up at 3 a.m. And, they go, well, here's what I did, and it worked. And next thing you know, like, I helped 2 people in the last hour alone with the Pecron app. 2 people. And that's an awesome... I don't even get paid for that, guys. If people want to, give me, buy me a coffee and things like that, it's well respected and well received on our half. But it's not necessary. If you want to, you can, feel free. But just to help people is such a good feeling that I helped 2 people I don't even know, guys. I don't even know them. And they were subscribers of ours. I don't know them in person, and I never met them. And I was able to get their systems working where they had trouble connecting to the power station manufacturer, Pecron, because they're in China. And the hours are 14 hours difference. It's such a headache. I wish they had a place in the United States that they can go to and people can have more help. As this channel grows, we are literally helping more and more people, and hopefully it gets big enough to where I can do free giveaways and all kinds of cool stuff. I really, really want to do this long term and full time. All right, guys, ramble on, be safe, and we'll definitely see you here at Ramblin Bob Reviews. Go check out the BLACKVIEW OSCAL PowerMax 3600. If you don't like it, let me know what you don't like about it. Put it in the comments. All right, bye, guys. Ramble on, be safe. Bye.